Hello and welcome to this Disney Wish stateroom tour and setup. This video is going to be a little different because you're going to actually see what a real life family looks inside of this stateroom. It's not pristine and clean. You're going to see what it's going to look like if you have a pack and play in there, the bed's folded down, the works. As a mom of a 2 and a 4-year-old, I find these really helpful, so I hope you do too. And if you do, I would love it if you would consider clicking the red subscribe button, joining my little Disney internet family here. I am all the time sharing tips, tricks, and hacks for taking toddlers and little kids to Disney vacation planning tips, travel tips, as well as vlogs from our adventures along the way. So if that's content that you're into, click the red subscribe button and let's jump into the video. So today we are touring a standard stateroom. So this is not the extra family, this is just a regular stateroom. And I'm showing you, obviously we have all of our stuff out, so this is what it looks like with a real life family in it. So we're gonna be going through room by room and checking it out. As soon as you come into the stateroom though, you do have the back of your door. You'll find your little room occupied sign, and then you've got all of your like assembly station for your safety drill here. So this is exactly like where you'll go when it's time to do that. You'll do that on embarkation day, and in the event of emergency, this is where you're gonna go back to basically. And everyone has to be there for that, but we'll get into that in another video. Coming to the right of that, we'll show you, you do have the light switch here for turning off and on the light here in this hallway. And then you do have to put your card in here. We have a card in here to leave the lights on, but then when you take the card out, all the lights in the room after a second or two do go off. And come on, there they go. The lights are off except for the night light that we have plugged in over by the desk. So that is how the light situation works. So as soon as you leave the room, all the lights go off. Here in the first door, you will find the toilet and one of 2 sinks, which is really nice. So you have multiple sinks for multiple people getting ready during the day. You have here on the bottom, you do have your trash can with a bit of storage space here on the left. You do have obviously your sink. You have your Disney hand soap there that you can utilize. You have your lighted mirror, hello, and then 3 small shelves here on the side of that sink area for toiletries, things like that. Coming over, you do have your towel rack with your cruise line embossed towel there. You have your toilet here, obviously, your normal, regular old toilet. And then over on this side, you do have your sanitary bag to be able to toss things in, and then Sharp's crate. So if you need to put any needles, things like that in there. You've got your toilet brush there on the side, and then your toilet paper over here. And then you do have 2 more of those little floating shelves here on this left side, and then 2 hooks. You can put your bathrobes there, or any towels that you want to hang up to dry, swimsuits, things like that. You do have a main light, but then you also have this nice little night light that you can turn on, which is awesome. You could leave the door open or just cracked open just a bit and be able to see that and get back and forth to the bathroom at night, which is pretty nice. So do like that bit. Coming down the wall to the other portion of the bathroom. These are not connected in any way, but they're 2 different split bathrooms. You do have your full-length mirror here for your fit check before heading outside. You have a nice shower with a tub. So toddler parents, baby parents can rejoice. They have tubs on the Disney Cruise Line, which is very, very nice. This door actually will open in or out. You have your handle here on the back. You have the little thing you can pull across, hang swimsuits, things like that on them to dry. You have your removable shower head, which is really nice. So you can bring it down and rinse off a bit, which is very, very handy. You have 2 smaller shelves here on the left side, and then you have your larger shelf that does utilize all of your Disney toiletries. So you've got your shampoo, your conditioner, and your body wash there. They're the same sea salt, I believe, as what the resorts have. They're, if I'm not mistaken, the exact same thing. They smell quite lovely. And then coming down, you have all of your knobs for turning on the faucet and everything for getting your shower going, and then your drain down there in the bottom. So that's really nice. Again, you have that mirror that is lit all the way around, which is very nice. You have 3 long shelves over here, and this one does have your body lotion in it as well. So you've got that. We live here, so we've got stuff a little bit everywhere. We have our bath toys drying and stuff. This is our last night on the ship. We get out tomorrow, which I'm so sad about, but you do have room for like toiletry bags, things like that to sit there, which is very nice. You have a little rack for where the hand towel would go, and then there's another hot towel that usually lays on that shelf, but you could definitely put toiletries and things in there. We have an overflowing trash can because we apparently have been going through the water and have quite a bit of trash today. And then here we do have our collapsible laundry basket. I love bringing this with us. It's like a packing necessity for any travel, no matter where we go, but I just find that really helpful for taking clothes back and forth to the laundry, keeping just stuff a little more tidy in the room. You can throw all of your dirty clothes in there, one less like thing to just like have strewn about. So it just adds a little bit of organization to the room. You do have 2 racks here that have 4 towels usually hanging on those, and then you have your light switch in here. This one does not have a night light like the toilet room does, but you do have obviously your light switch. You have 2 hooks here for hanging towels. I know we have little cover up hanging there drying, that sort of thing. So that is the second bathroom, which is really like, it's small, but it's not bad. And I'm loving the fact that they had a tub. I was concerned that we wouldn't have one, and I was fully prepared to do showers with the girls, which at 2 and 4 we can pretty well do, not too shabby. But having the tub was very, very nice. Okay, spinning back around to this side, you've got all of your closets. So here we have the first portion of the closet with the robes going in here. You've got your cruise line embroidery on those. We didn't touch them. I was a little disappointed. Like, it has been such a wild cruise, but we did have those there. You have some shelf up top that you could put some bags, things, stow those away up there. Great space for hanging things. One thing, and I'm going to be sharing this in like a tips video of things that I've learned, is things like travel bags or organizers that will hang are going to be your best friend, because there is very little drawer space in this in the staterooms here, but you do have space to be able to put things away if you need to. The light goes off once you close that one. This is another section. Now this one has a lot of shelves on it, so you've got obviously your life jackets up top, so if you do need those. We have lots of shelves. As you can see, we have utilized basically all of the shelves. I did like the fact that they do have this little magnetic tray here, so I was able to like lay jewelry and things in it so they're not falling and like rolling all over the place. It gave a nice central location for that. It is magnetized, which is awesome, but you can move it to any of the shelves that you need to. You do have your in-stateroom safe, so if you want to stow away some valuables, you have a little drawer safe going on there. More shelves. Again, more shelves, so lots of shelf space. So when you're packing and things, think about that for how you're going to, if you are an unpacking family, that is how you can do it. And then up here you do have some more life vest and a water that is stowed away up there apparently. You do have some hangers in here, so if you're needing to hang up clothing that you've brought, anything for formal night, if you want to dress up, not that you have to on a Disney cruise. I've seen t-shirts to 3-piece suits, so depending on what you're wearing, we do have things to hang up. And for us, we've stowed away our stroller in here. We used it at the parks, but we didn't need it here on the cruise, so we did stow that away in there, and it was big enough to fit as well, which is really nice. Coming into the main part of the room, I do have 2 stowaways in my stateroom for this room tour.
This did have a family that lived in it.
We do. We are a family in this room. The only one that's missing is Lucy, who is at the kids club. But you do have the beautiful, we are in one of these Cinderella staterooms. The different levels have different princesses, so depending on which level of the ship you are on will dictate what your room is themed after. Ours is Cinderella, which is awesome. With being the Disney Wish, it is kind of themed a bit around her. You have your light with the little hidden Mickey there. You have both your regular kind of lamp here, and then you also have a reading light that is very positionable. So you have the 2 twist knobs for those. You have the lights for the overhead, and then you have some plugs. You have 2 standard USBs here, and then a plug underneath that you can utilize. Yeah, you're gonna demonstrate? There you go. And then it does have a small drawer which hides toys and things in it quite well. Have space for shoes and things like that. Obviously the bed is usually made much prettier, but we have people in it, so this is kind of what it looks like. But we do have this beautiful throw here at the foot of the bed, and our little duck that our room host has made us. Underneath, I love it. You do have storage under the bed. So like a lot of the resorts at Disney World have been converting to this. It kind of started at Cruise Line, if I'm not mistaken. And this is for stowing your suitcases. So if you're not going to be in these, you can unpack. Or if you're like us and you kind of need in and out of them, you can kind of leave it unzipped, pull it out, get what you need, and put it back. So that's been very helpful. Over here, we kind of have stuff a little bit of everywhere. We bought the bath set, so we've got the bath bucket there. We've got a backpack from taking to nursery, things like that. But they did bring us a diaper genie. When I was able to request this when I was doing our online check-in and everything before the cruise, so that was really nice. And also kept the stateroom from stinking and smelling like, well, a dirty diaper. So that was nice. This is a stateroom that we could have an adjoining room. So if we were with the family next door, we could open that and kind of hang out. You've got your flat screen TV here at the end of the bed. Coming around to this side, you do have the same situation going on over here. So you have your lamp, your little reading light, and then switches. The only thing that's different is you do have a USB-C plug on this side and 2 traditional outlets. So you've got a little bit of options here on this side. You have kind of a nightstand so you can plug things in. And then again, another drawer full of just randomness. So that is...
Also, this, we did not bring these. The room service set this up.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yep. I love that.
They made it to where they weren't just extra stuff hanging on both of ours.
Oh.
My side and your side. They cable tied this to make it smoother.
Oh, that is very cool. I like that. And again, you do have room since it is kind of a floating nightstand. It's a great spot to kind of toss your shoes, your slippers, anything like that. Again, lots of underbed storage. Now, this was actually in a sofa bed. And it was in a sofa form when we first got here, and it has been folded down into our toddler's bed. Our room hostess actually did that for us. She set up the bed rail and everything. First night when we came back from dinner, it was all done. We had the bed turned down, so we didn't even have to set that up, which is amazing. And then this bed up top actually will kind of come down from the ceiling if you do need that. So that is something that it's kind of like a bunk bed that just kind of pops down from the ceiling, but they do have to set that up for you. So your room host or stateroom host or hostess will actually come in and set that up for you. So that's not something you have to do yourself. And then here on the wall, you do have a little piece of Cinderella art with the fairy godmother doing her bippity boppity boo magic and turning that into the horse and carriage, which is beautiful. We do have our slumber pod in here, which makes it a bit tight. I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit tight with the pack and play and the slumber pod, but you can still walk over to the side of the bed. They did have this table that you can slide up into the sofa bed if you're wanting to sit and be able to eat or do anything. That's nice. We do have a porthole. As you can see, it is dark outside, so you can't see much, but a few white waves washing by out the window there, but you have curtains obviously that you can close that off so the sunlight in the morning isn't coming through. Or if you need to do a nap midday, you can definitely do that. Coming over to this side, we'll start at the bottom here, and the reason this pack and play and slumber pod is so far that way into the room is so that we have access, like I said, to our drawer here. So this is your refrigerator. It is a drawer fridge, but we were able to stock it with water and things. So that was really nice to have on board and have access to in our stateroom. And then you do have a drawer, and we just had this as our little diaper drawer. So that's kind of how we would pull diapers from and be able to stock our little diaper stash over here that I'll show in a second. You do have a large shelf here, so lots of places to put things. And then you do have 3 shelves going up the wall here. So they fit water bottles, things like that, which was really, really handy. All right, so in here we do have the pack and play. We did not bring this pack and play. This was provided by Disney Cruise Line, which was nice. No extra charge or anything, and I was able to request this before, and it was actually already here with the diaper genie in our stateroom once we arrived on our embarkation day, so that was really nice. We did set it up, but if we hadn't, our room hostess would have set it up for us, which was fantastic. She was absolutely amazing. Thank you, Tess. I don't know that she'll ever see this video, but thank you so much. She was absolutely lovely. But we were able to have requested that beforehand, and if you hadn't requested it, you could definitely request one on embarkation day and they would get that brought to you, no problem. We were able to bring our slumber pod. That is an approved item with Disney Cruise Line, as you can bring these on board. No toddler inflatable beds, so if you are someone, you've seen quite a few of my other room tours, typically our 4-year-old sleeps in a inflatable inflatable toddler bed, but we did the fold-out bed, and this worked perfectly, especially the fact that it had the curtain that you could close. That worked out really, really nicely. So it was giving her her own space and us our own space without having to have a slumber pod. But that worked out well. So if you have a toddler and you're worried about that it worked for us. So your mileage may vary, every kid's different, but that worked out for us. Coming over here, we didn't utilize the desk area too much. There is a little stool underneath that you can pull out. We have the rest of our case of water, and then there is this drawer that just had a few odds and end things in it. It had pens and cruise line, envelopes, things like that. It had a few of the morning little breakfast that you can order. You can do that. Had any phone numbers, things like that down there, as well as it had a few postcards, which I thought was pretty cool. We didn't get to do our Castaway Key Day, but I was hoping we could actually mail these off. So you've got one with Mickey and Minnie, so that was pretty neat. But you do have that. You have a large desk section here, so if you do need to get some work done, if you're that kind of person, or if you want to sit here and do your makeup, that is nice. You do have the very lighted makeup mirror all the way around, or just mirror. Actually, it's not a makeup mirror, but it does have a mirror that is lit all the way around. And then on the sides here, you have lots of little shelves to store things, so you have room, like especially if you are on a 7-day cruise, something longer, you definitely have room for all of your things to be able to kind of stow them away, which is really nice. They have put storage anywhere that they possibly can in these staterooms. I hope you guys have enjoyed this room tour, stateroom tour, and setup, and kind of giving you some ideas of what it looks like with a real family in it, with a pack and play, those kinds of things. Because it does get a little tricky, especially when you start putting multiple people and family into these staterooms. A couple's one thing, but you put a whole bloomin' family in here, the whole 4 to 5 people that these staterooms hold, it looks a little different. So I hope this helped you guys to kind of have an idea about that. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to click the thumbs up button, the red subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys right back here in my next one. Bye, you guys. You say bye?
Bye.
Bye. You got your juice? Yeah.